Hey y'all, today we all know that the holidays are coming up. There's gonna be holiday parties and stuff. I'm gonna show you how to make a bacon ranch cheese ball. This is the perfect appetizer. You just serve it with, we like to eat it with wheat thins. We like to eat it with crackers. So let's get started. I'm gonna cut up 8 ounces of bacon, which is half of this pack, and I'm going to go ahead and cook it. And as usual, I will put this recipe on YouTube with the ingredients and directions. So we're going to cut this bacon into small pieces. This is thick bacon, so I'm gonna try to make them like really thin, almost like lardons. It is really thick. And then as I cut them, I'm gonna put them in my little pan that I'm gonna cook on the stove. I'm gonna go ahead and start that. Because they kind of have to cool down before we stick them in the cheese ball. I guess I should have cut or used some thinner slices. Now you're also going to need 2 8-ounce blocks of cream cheese softened. It's okay to soften them because they're going to set back up when we refrigerate the cheese ball. And you must have a couple of hours to let this cheese ball, let the the flavors come together. Okay. And then I'll just save the bacon grease for whatever I want to make later with it. Probably some green beans or something. Refried beans. Bacon grease is good in beans, period. While I have my cutting board out, I'm going to cut one bunch of green onions, and I'm going to try to make them as small as I can because no one really wants to bite into a huge chunk of green onions, you know? I probably should have gotten chives for this, but they don't carry chives at the Walmart that I go to. Only green onions. I feel like going to the other grocery store. Alright, that's what I'm going to use. So we're just going to let these hang out right here now for now. Alright, let's get started on this cheese ball. Please excuse my cat meowing. He brought me his toy and he is super proud of it. What? Hush. I'm trying to make a video. Alright, so we're going to put 2 8-ounce blocks of cream cheese into our mixer. As soon as I open it. That's enough. Alright, so here's one. And I'm going to start whipping it up as soon as I put it in there while I get the other one out. Come on. All right. There's one. Make sure I lock my bowl in. We're going to whip it. Off the cream cheese off the package that got stuck to it. Okay, now I'm going to add the other one. Turn that up just a little bit. As soon as my bacon cools down a little, I'm going to chop it up so it's in smaller pieces when it goes in. This is thick bacon. You should just use the regular bacon. And I'm just using the back of my knife to get the rest of this out of there. All right. There we go. Let's whip this up for just a minute. And scrape down the sides of my mixer. I'm going to add 1 packet of Hidden Valley Ranch dressing mix. It's 1 ounce. And I'm just doing this now so it can get incorporated in the cream cheese. Kind of make sure the flavor gets kind of spread around. This is the ranch part of the cheese ball, obviously. Okay, so that's in there. Mix it up. And I'll scrape this down and mix it up again in a minute. All right, now we're going to add Worcestershire sauce, 1 tablespoon. And let that get mixed in. Go ahead and grate 1 large clove of garlic in here on using my microplane. So it goes directly in there. Kind of tap it in there so it gets mixed up. All right. I'm going to add my chive. Or not my chives, my green onions, I'm sorry. Our second to last ingredient we're going to add is 1 cup of cheddar cheese. I use mild, but you can also use sharp. And then the last is this bacon, which I'm going to chop just a little bit smaller with my knife. Just because I want to get more of the bacon going throughout the dip, or the cheese. And this was that thick sliced bacon, so it came out bigger than I thought it would. Or the chunks did. Let's go ahead and add our last ingredient, which is the chopped up bacon. I tried to chop it up a little bit smaller. And then once I mix it, I'm going to scrape down the sides, mix it again. Looks good. Turn that on just a little bit higher so we can get this all mixed up. You know what? I may not even need to scrape down the sides. All right, that looks good. We're going to go ahead and stop it. And what we're going to do is we are going to get this cheese ball out on a piece of saran wrap. I don't know if you can see it, but it's here. I'm using my awesome scraper that Amy sent me to use, and it's perfect. I would have used the paddle attachment with the scraper on the side, but it did not fit my machine, so I'm gonna have to see if I can exchange it for a 5-quart instead of a 6-quart. I'm so bummed, man. I know it's totally my fault because I guess I put the wrong size. All right, we want to scrape every single bit of this yumminess out of this bowl. About it. Let's see. So we'll get every bit off this scraper as well. My hands are clean, don't worry. All right. And then what you're going to do is you're going to take saran wrap and you're going to shape this into the shape of a ball because it's called a cheese ball. So we're going to try to mold this into a ball shape. It's not super hard, but you just kind of have to work with it to make it into a nice little ball. Get the sides too. Okay, you see that? Okay, and then what I'm gonna do, this will make it easier to roll into a ball. So I'm gonna cover it with the saran wrap, just like that. And then I'm gonna shape it, just like that. You see, you can kind of make it into a ball, roll it around. Now this is important. It needs to go in the fridge for at least 2 hours for all the flavors to come together. Otherwise, it's not gonna be as delicious, trust me. Okay, so here's the little ball, and it is going into the fridge. And then when it's done, we're gonna roll it in some pecans, and then it'll be ready to serve, and I'll show you that. There you go. It's time to finish up this cheese ball. I'm going to crush up these pecans because they're going to go on the outside of my cheese ball. I'm going to get a Ziploc bag and my little meat mallet. Open them up. I'm going to put them in this bag because it's easier to crush them in here. Now, I'm pretty sure you can use any other kind of nut, but that should be good. Go ahead and put these pecans on a plate. Just like that. There's still some big pieces in there. That's okay though. And here's our cheese ball that has been in the refrigerator. You see it's kind of solidified into a ball. And what we're going to do is we're going to roll it in these pecans right here. And while I'm doing that, I'm going to kind of form it more into a ball. We're just going to take this. Kind of press it into the sides. Just like that. Look at that. Doesn't that look nice? All right, and then what we're going to do, you're going to make sure they're all over. You want it to be coated all over. And look at that. Now I'm going to show you how you plate this. You're going to get your platter. You could probably put this on a charcuterie board as well. Any kind of platter, it's going to go right in the middle, just like that. And then you're going to take whatever crackers you choose. We have club crackers and wheat thins. So I'll just put a little bit of both on here. Move this out of the way. So I'll just take my club crackers. And then I will kind of just put them around the bowl just like this. And then put a little cheese knife or a butter knife. Either one will work. Just like this around it. And then I'm also going to put some wheat thins around it. Just a little bit of variety. Okay, so you can just kind of go like this. And like that. There we go. And then let me show you what it looks like on the inside. Cutting this, I'm going to show you what it looks like on the inside. And I don't have a little cheese knife, so I'm just going to use a little butter knife. See, look at that. It's all combined. Take a little, put it on your cracker. You taste it, and it's so good. I hope you make this for your holiday gathering.